live? Let me go ahead and check. It says we're live, but are we actually live?
For a second, I saw it appear, and now it is gray again. Let me reload the page. Yeah, it is. It is on.
Well, that's good. Let me confirm it on my side as well. All right, and... And I know I've already seen some people making some interesting comments with regards to other stuff as well outside of this. So yes, we are in fact live. Awesome. Hello everyone, Ace here. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm joined today with returning guest Orososium.
Hello everyone.
Hello Urus. And today we are back with some more High Republic adventures. Yay. We're at issue 10 here. So I was hoping this was going to be the end of this particular series, but it's not. Unfortunately, I've become aware of the fact that apparently this particular run has been approved up to issue 17. So yeah, we've got more to look forward to down the road, it seems, unfortunately. So let me read some of the comments here. Ban Milk and Joyer says, kinda wild that Dev dropped a video siding with Anita Sarkeesian and saying she was right all along. Anyone else catch it? Yes, I did actually watch that video in full. I am seriously thinking of doing a counter video pointing out the numerous problems with arguing that everything is political. Even if you're... And the thing is, Dev is, for the record, taking up the position that arguing that because theoretically you could interpret anything as being you could interpret anything in a political manner, that it somehow makes that thing automatically political. Which might seem like a small distinction, but I believe it's I believe it's actually far more separate than a lot of people realize. So, to put it this way, right? All these progressives have been arguing that Dev is a Nazi for years now. Does that mean that them saying it over and over again and interpreting his words that way, does that automatically make him a Nazi in his own logic? Because apparently some random idiot with schizophrenia can interpret fire that was made 200,000 years ago or something and determine that that is somehow a political commentary on AI today.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past some people.
Yeah.
But I am surprised that anyone is agreeing with Anita on anything.
Yeah, so there's so many ways, and there's so many ways I can argue why that is just categorically wrong. And for those of you who think I'm being hyperbolic, well, consider this. If everything is political and is making a political statement on everything all the time, which that is, for the record, the progressive position, that even the absence of making a statement is itself making a statement, and also consider the fact that things like time do not actually have an impact on this position at all, which is why you'll have progressives arguing that stuff from decades or even hundreds of years ago is somehow making a political commentary on current issues. Yeah, it is a completely bonkers mindset. Nico says, who's the guest of the day? Today it's Uros. We were going to have another guest, but he hasn't been able to make it.
He escaped because he knew that it was the High Republic.
Yeah, from what I understand, he's got company over and all that, so that's understandable. Siege says, hello everyone. I hope we are all well and have saved up some sanity points to expend if need be. Well, I would say that, but then again, I just saw Dev Short Fat Otaku seriously try to argue that literally everything is political.
Yeah, the sanity points are wasted on something else.
Got my lazy boy set up with a game in the background, now just waiting for the stream. Siege says, very true, sanity let's be real, sanity is rare in this day and age. And also, Siege says, very true, sanity is to be treasured. Where it can be found. I'm preparing mulberry cuttings while I wait. Understandable. Brother Calcul says, I'm 100% Himalayan at Nico. Uru says, welcome people of the internet to the shit. Nico says, damn Calcul, didn't know you were from Nepal, neat, and you're live. Uru says, this never ends. It's like a fungus. It decays and grows again for some reason. Yeah. Nico says, let the brain cells hit the floor. Or Cthulhu says, hello, Cthulhu. And Siege says, I feel like that kind of mentality feels like they endorse harassment, or is it just me? Yes, actually. That's another thing. So if you go by the progressive mindset, failing to comment on something is automatically promoting the status quo, or the current state of things. So if a progressive, by their own reasoning, believes that everything is political, that not actually voicing an opinion means supporting the status quo, and the status quo is progressives harassing people, then that's essentially the progressive mindset admitting that, yes, they do, in fact, endorse harassing people.
I thought it was obvious at this point.
Which is another critique of the whole everything is political mindset, because it fundamentally demands compelled speech at all times.
The problem here is, if this was true, what will happen if suddenly the answer they got is that the vast majority of people are thinking against them? What if the answer they get is that they are going to get suppressed because of their ideas? Then should we stop making it all political?
You would think so, and to be honest, it could be. It's not exactly unheard of for leftists to hide their political ideologies, and you will actually see them from time to time admit that they will do this themselves. It's part of the reason why if you hear someone claim to be a centrist, there is a very significant chance that they aren't actually a centrist, right? Because I've even seen people like Vosh, for example, actively go out of their way to try to downplay their own political beliefs, to try to make themselves seem more palatable. Now, this can actually backfire on them, and you can actually cause it to backfire on them if you know what you're doing, which is why one of the guys I debated, Matt Sy, who constantly tried to claim that he was a moderate progressive, well, it backfired on him when he basically ended up admitting in the stream that he thought that the Holocaust would have been perfectly forgivable had it been done by his side, or by fellow socialists, I should say, that he considered to be fellow socialists.
I see.
So when I looked at that, I just went, okay, but that is the moderate position from progressive. So think of how extreme the actual radicals are by comparison.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah. So anyways, Siege says, anyway, Dev is done. Moving on. Is it just me, or are we really a very naturally diverse bunch? A couple of guys from all over the planet coming together to mock Star Wars. We're mocking Disney Star Wars. There's a difference.
Yeah, because we have Star Wars, the good one, and Disney Star Wars. There is a big difference indeed.
Nico says, by that logic, is a man eating an apple considered political? If you believe everything is political, then yes. Yes, that is apparently political. Right?
Indeed.
Keep in mind, I actually have screenshots of journalists arguing from a decade ago on Twitter that Tetris was secretly pro-Soviet propaganda.
I wonder why and how.
Oh, they tried to explain without even understanding the history of the development behind Tetris and all that, but yeah, that's another thing too I should point out before we even get started in the stream. I know I'm kind of delaying the inevitable on that, but another thing with the whole everything is political mindset, right? And this is something that Dev, I know for a fact, knows about, but refuses to address at all, is the fact that it's not even accurate to say that the progressive position is that everything is political. Because they've kind of moved past that. Don't get me wrong, Gramsci is still one of the great originators of that mindset, but the current framework is what was found in books like Empire and Games of Empire from the early to late 2000s, which is the Marxist theory of empire, where they argued not only that everything is political, but that everything is fundamentally propaganda. That
One second.
Yeah. Let me read some more comments here while we wait.
I am the guest.
Siege says, lol, Star Wars, Disney cheap... Stir Wars, Disney cheap Chinese lockup. Good one. Alright, well, so yeah, anyways, aside from that, what else is... I guess we'll wait until Orus is back, and until then, we'll see if there's anything else I can talk about.
Okay, I am back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. So what I was getting at, though, was the progressive position isn't just that everything is political. It's also that everything is propaganda and exists, at least to some degrees, to convert people to particular political leanings. It's to the tune that, for example, Games of Empire outright claims that the act of hunting gold farmers in World of Warcraft was an act of promoting ethnic cleansing by the game.
Sorry, I think my brain had a stumble or something, a brain fart. How? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense if you say that destroying the farms will be ethnic cleansing, because that is where the population is going to come from?
Well, we're talking about World of Warcraft gold farmers. So the people that would go on to World of Warcraft just to basically grind constantly and then sell off all the stuff they ground out. That's what a gold farmer is.
I was thinking of Warcraft, the strategy game.
No. World of Warcraft, the MMO.
Okay. Then how? What? Even less sense.
Well, see, good. So the reasoning was that the gold farmers that were in World of Warcraft were a lot of them were in fact from China. Part of this is there's numerous reasons why, but one of the reasons is because, for example, some of the prisons in China were actually using the inmates as forced labor, making them play World of Warcraft 12 plus hours a day to loot, to basically grind stuff and sell off to make the prison a profit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that is an actual thing. But the thing is, and it is silly in its own right. But what's important here is that the college professors that wrote Games of Empire argued that because a disproportionate number of the people that were gold farmers in World of Warcraft that were wrecking the in-game economy happened to be Chinese, that killing off gold farmers in the game was an act of genocide against Chinese people, and that the game was politically promoting ethnic cleansing.
This is somehow related to not objectifying a woman in games because they are people or something, because it is just as stupid.
It is, because it also comes from the exact same mindset of everything is political. It's also a significant part of the reason why progressives have had some really, really eye-opening comments with regards to orcs and how they view them.
Oh, God. Yeah, and with Skaven and
the
people
Skaven.
that like money.
Yeah, the Skaven too.
If I say more, you may get demonetized again.
Or why progressives, for whatever reason, seem to think that it is, shall we say, politically incorrect and oppresses people for their sexual orientation. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. The fact that progressives unironically believe that it is homophobic to be against pedophilia is fucking ridiculous and telling of what progressives think of gay people.
I think someone should be insulted here.
Yes. Yes, I think they should.
This is always the same. People with these ideas, I usually find out that they are more racist and assholes in general than the people that they say are racist.
Yeah, it's like the fact that the woke hammer crowd that was busy trying to shout down Arch and whatnot back in the day were the same activists that were telling fans of Warhammer 40k that just so happen to be Jewish to, and I quote, get back in the oven for daring to disagree with them.
A spicy comment indeed.
Nico says, honestly, thinking that everything is political seems like the biggest headache-inducing mindset, because then you can never have breathing room. You're always on the offensive. Yeah, that's another thing. If you ask me, I would argue, and Dev was actually trying to argue that it was the biggest strength of progressives to argue that everything is political, because people somehow were challenging them on it by saying it's not that deep when they went after Mario and stuff like that. The thing is, right, I would have to counter and say that it has been the greatest downfall of progressive politics to argue that everything is political, because it has turned absolutely everyone against them. It turned the general public against them due to all the shit media that's been coming out for the better part of a decade now. And thanks to some more recent events, such as, for example, recent events that happened in the Middle East, involving certain countries that you're not really supposed to criticize if you're part of the establishment, but that progressives have decided to criticize anyways because everything is political, it's also managed to piss off the establishment too, and now the establishment is going after the progressives to some degree.
It could have come sooner, to be honest. So, because all this has done is make everyone angry and mistrustful of one another.
I would say it's more mistrustful of the progressives at this point, and rightly so.
Well, yeah, but, you know, it has created friction everywhere, even if only a little bit.
That is true, and those are some of the reasons why I'm thinking of actually doing a video explaining in detail why Dev is wrong. But anyways, let's actually get into the comic 20 minutes after we started the stream.
To be honest, if we have all day, we could probably deflect all day.
Yes. And part of me wants to, because it's High Republic Adventures, written by Daniel Jose Older.
Yeah, let me check the first page.
I love how they're still advertising that and trying to tie this to the Acolyte.
Oh man, why? The first page is ass already.
All right, I don't want it to be spoiled, so we'll see how it is when we get there. So we've got High Republic Adventures, Tarkin Family Business Part 2. Written by Daniel Jose Older, illustrated by Tony Bruno. I think this is a new illustrator now. Maybe. Color art by Michael Atea. Unfortunately, he's back. But the new illustrator might make things better. Letters, 2 more letter... Oh, God.
No, let me say no.
You know what? I forgot to check to see if there was any glaring issues in the front cover. I will say this, the front cover does not look the worst I've seen so far.
Yeah, I will prefer it a lot more if it was like the front cover, the rest of the art. That is the problem.
The only issue I can say with regards to the front cover was that the chick on the right, her lip kind of looks slightly off, but that's a relatively minor issue.
I see 2 glaring issues, and they are the characters.
Yes. Anyway, so let's see how many people actually had to read the plot of this comic before it became publicly available. So you have the writer, you have 2 letterers, so that's 3 people there. We then have an editor, 4, an assistant editor, 5, a senior editor, 6, associate editor, 7, and the Lucasfilm story group of 8, 9, and 10. So a grand total of 10 people had to read the plot of this comic before it became publicly available. And this is still an improvement. There are still fewer people that had to read this comic before it became publicly available than before.
Well, I just look at the art. I haven't read anything in the first page, so maybe it's slightly better today.
Let's see. Star Wars: The High Republic, Daughters of No World. The Nihil invasion of Eridu has begun, with the High Council divided and remaining Jedi forces trapped within Briefrang City. The diabolical Warden seeks to win the support of the Tarkin family to clinch his hold on the important Outer Rim planet. The only one who seems ready to stand up to this threat, Lula Enzine, ally Severin Tarkin, struggles to regain her status from her meddling Uncle Tragcool. Oh yeah, this stupidity plot, where a person is considered to be legally dead, even though they're in the room, speaking to everyone else.
Sometimes when we are reading these comics, or when you are reading it with someone else, and I see the crap we are forced to go through, I wonder, this guy wrote this, didn't ask anyone to read it, put their names on the comic, and called it a day. Because some of the things he writes are not stupid. They are worse. They have no name.
Yeah.
Well, if we are going to return to this story, let's see if it is better.
I am already seeing what you're talking about when it comes to the artwork. Holy shit, this is bad.
Yeah.
Why did they make it so unpleasant to look at?
There is a comparison here that I am not going to say, but these animals look bad. And the human, not much better.
Oh, look, some of my comments got hidden again by YouTube. Siege says, on the money, I wish I was a colonial, as they say I am. Says Siege. Nico says, Pinky and Afro sitting in a burning tree. Okay. Yokai says, is basically the snake eating his tail with preaching on the background, doing nothing as they always do. I think the front cover is made by someone else. Yeah, it is. Alright, so let's continue the pain.
Okay, do you want to voice her or do I? Because I am not sure who this character is.
You know what? I'm going to give her a voice that I think really encapsulates that first sentence there. I'm going to try. Let's see if I fail spectacularly or succeed. There you go, girl. Right where I was. I think I did a decent enough job.
Yeah.
The Carrion strike wilds of Eridu. Okay, then. Oh, Kark. Okay, so why did this person just run up here with a knife, get surprised, and then... What?
I mean, I don't care which one of these in the first page she attacks. These things are all together. What did she thought was going to happen?
Yeah, what was your brilliant plan? What are they distracted by that caused her to run away and them to charge her even though they were distracted? What the fuck is going on? Oh, wait
I
a
don't
second.
know.
Okay.
The next page tells me nothing.
All right. The Ark Royal Cantina, Bring Fang City. Lula Talasola, Zin Mrala, Farzala Tarabal, Court, 5AG3, Zint, Argoman, Els Kras Angua. I love how they have to tell us the names of these characters every single time because they know nobody's reading these comics, and otherwise they would forget immediately.
It is also funny to see all these names, and I think, I like no one here.
Yes. All right, let the pain continue.
Okay, do I start with Lula, perhaps?
Yeah, and then I voice Zine.
Okay. Oh my god. All right, everyone, reporting.
And bad news this time. Got it.
Oh, no,
sorry. My bad. And no bad news this time. Got it.
Do I voice Crash, or were you voicing her last time? I don't remember.
I guess I can voice her. Also, Siege says that looks like a storage room cantina. Yeah, you're right. This does not look like a cantina at all.
Or it is a very shitty cantina.
Yes. If that shit that we brought in is dwindling. We'll need to attack another convoy soon.
Let me voice the droid. Which will be tricky because the blockade on Bright Prime is fully operational.
And still no communication from the Republic, thanks to the Stormwall attack.
Argomon was a dude or a girl? I don't remember.
I think Argomon was a chick, so...
Okay, let's try. And there are both Nahil and some radio security ships taking part.
Why do I even bother giving orders if you're just going to ignore them?
Is there any good news?
Yeah, we might be able to find your eye pupil there, eventually.
Oh my god, she's blind!
Begone, foul child of Satan!
Well, when you say good news, I thought you were going to say you are going to get carpet bombed.
Yokai says cantinas normally have more than 3 tables. I mean, I count 1 table here and I count 1 here. We have 2 tables. Plus what looks like a glorified karaoke machine, if this is a cantina. And some random boxes.
This place is shit, my friends. Like the comic.
Yes. Alright, I guess you get to voice Farzala.
Okay. The Area 2 High Council hasn't fully voted to welcome the Nihil yet. Seems there's been an ongoing debate and a lot of politicking.
Sometimes I miss local politics. Easier to win than war. Bitch, you do not look like you were in local politics winning.
Considering from where she is and the fact that she had to burn, she decided to burn her whole fucking planet, or at least the area she lived in. I don't want to know what kind of thing she considers politicking back home.
Also, again, this seems to be more of an art style thing. I get that, and at least it's not as atrociously, at least it's not as incompetently drawn as the previous issues. but I am not a fan of this art style.
This is, to put it bluntly and somewhat nice at the same time, ugly. But it could be far worse.
Yes.
In fact, we have seen far worse.
Yes, we have. This is still a marked improvement over where you were.
Which says a lot. But, well... shall we continue with the pain?
Yes.
Okay. The Tarkins will likely hold the deciding vote. Has Severin said anything about where they are regarding the Nihil? When I ask, it's always, that's Tarkin's family business. But I can tell she wants to talk about it. Her uncle Tarkul has tied bureaucrat knots around Severin's reinstatement into the official record, so she can't participate in any decision. It's a power play. And he's sitting on the fence, trying to play it neutral, from what I understand.
Wait, are they going to try doing the whole a plot point of neutrality bad?
It will not be the first time, I think. So
No.
perhaps.
Also, next panel, once again, we have the eyes of a child of Satan again.
Why it is so hard to draw the fucking eyes right? Or at least some dots.
Siege says, I can see the expression on their faces. It counts for something. Paul says, webcomic tier. You're not wrong, but it's also still a vast improvement over where we were on previous High Republic.
I just want to say that I have seen webcomics that are infinitely superior to this shit.
Yes. I have seen webcomics look worse, though.
True.
But
there is one difference there, Ace. Webcomics usually are made by one person, in many cases, a novice. This is Disney.
Yes. In fact, let's see which comic book company. Dark Horse. Holy fuck, this is a Dark Horse comic. Oh god, that makes it much, much worse.
What kind of people are they allowing in Dark Horse now?
I don't know.
That hurt.
Yokai says this art is a between Cal Arts and Marvel John Romita art style when he was trying to properly draw. Siege says this was approved. Yes.
Sadly. God. Well, let's continue, please, with this one.
Modern comics are making me miss more and more the days of Rob Liefeld.
They are making me miss any other times.
Yeah. Let's continue the pain.
Yes.
And where is Severin Tarkin while all this is happening? She's been gone for days.
Well, that's the thing. She said she will sort it all out on her own, or die trying.
Well, at least we now have an explanation for why she's out there. She's getting one of these to claim a trophy so she can say, I'm not dead!
You know what? That is probably less stupid than what we are going to read.
Yep. Wait a second.
Oh my fucking god.
So where exactly did she keep the first aid kit that these bandages came from?
I don't want an answer. Thank you very much.
All right. What good is what good is armor if it's just gonna get torn up anyway? I can move fast with.
Oh my fucking god.
The whole point of armor is that it takes the hits so you don't have to. You dumb bitch.
You
And
know why?
also, that armor is... Let me... Also, I'm going to have to call bullshit on the armor restricting your movement that much because, or looking at it from page 5 when this whole mess started, she was actually still shown to be fairly nimble, you know, with the exception of that stupid fucking cape, but that's beside the point there. But this armor is already meant to you can tell this armor is meant to be flexible and not restrict mobility.
I mean, this looks, by Star Wars standards, a slight armor that is not going to constrict you anyway. It is mostly there to save you from maybe 1 or 2 hits.
The only thing I can say that she might have a point about is the fact this armor offers very little real coverage, at least if we're talking about the plated sections.
Yeah, that too.
And that is something I can bitch about and will bitch about, but yeah.
The thing is, if you are getting assaulted by giant apes, and the armor has saved you so far, somehow, why do you discard it?
Because she's a dumbass. Also,
Well, yeah,
I love how this comic makes it illustrate that she's a dumbass by having her immediately trip and fall after thinking that she was going to get more mobile doing this.
Well, she falls faster somehow.
Paul says she's still got her plot armor, so it's fine.
Why don't people die in this fucking comic?
Give it time. Maybe one will. Maybe she'll be the one.
At this point, I don't care who dies. I just want one of these bitches to die.
Blood must be spilt today. Blood for the blood god!
Gorn demands you die now.
Skulls for the skull throne! Milk corn for the cornflakes.
Well, not these schools. I don't think he will like these ones.
Ape?
And look, you will need that armor now. At least the helmet will help you.
Yeah. But she's still not wearing it. So have fun with that. Yokai says she got flatter and flatter by each scene. Wait, did she really? I have to check. Oh my god. So she starts off looking like this in page 5. Page 6, she's already regressing.
I
Page
suppose
9, you can actually see, you can actually see it shrinking. You can actually see her physique becoming flatter. Page 9 and 10.
I suppose she had boob armor.
Also, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm pretty sure if you look at the panel, page 10, panel on the right there, I'm pretty sure boobs don't typically go down that far unless you're 80 years old.
Oh, God, Ace. Then again, this character wasn't exactly pretty to begin with, but...
Now I'm starting to notice more stuff to bitch about. The facial expressions on her face there, and then the one where she lands. It looks like a mild smile for some reason. Like the eyes there have that anime cutesy look to them on the right when she's falling.
Yeah, instead of, I almost broke my ass, this hurts.
Yeah. Paul says it's just pecs by the end. Well, by the end, her head is actually covering the entirety of her chest here, which is fucking funny.
Yeah, and again she seems to smile.
Yeah.
I'd say you have to try to make it look so bad, but...
Well, we've seen previous High Republic, so this is still a vast improvement.
Which is very sad to say.
Yes. So let's carry on the pain.
Yeah, let's go back to the lesbians. Oh, joy. Looks like we don't have many options, Sin.
I know. I'm worried. We can't face the Nihil and the Iridu forces at the same time. I'm not even sure we stand much of a chance against the Nihil on their own.
Do we try to evacuate? Where will we even go? Could we make it to Naboo?
Okay, so I have to ask this as well. Why the fuck are these... Okay, so why are these Jedi having to seriously consider the possibility of fighting the people on this planet who just want to live their lives in peace?
Because these Jedi are assholes to start with?
Yeah, but I can't help but notice the disconnect here. Because the Jedi are supposed to be, well, the galactic peacekeepers at this time. And yet here they are.
Fucking shit up.
Yeah.
I mean, at best, if we try to go at least a little bit with canon, just a little bit, please, they will not think about the fight. They will think about the negotiation. Because
Yes.
that is the most important part and the credo of the Jedi. They first negotiate. If shit hits the fan, perhaps there will be a fight. But it is a maybe.
Yes. Let's carry on with the pain.
Yeah, because we haven't suffered enough. Sint? What are you doing here?
She wants us to go with her to see Lady Krevlin Tarkin.
Oh yeah, go back to the old woman. Want me to try and voice her?
If you want to.
Okay, let's see how I fuck this up. Say she solved it, did she? Ah, Chevron. If she means to challenge her uncle Targul once and for all, there's only one way to do that, I'm afraid. Come with me. We haven't a moment to lose.
Okay. Is this city supposed to be just surrounded by ocean, or is the artwork just that fucking ugly that they didn't draw in the rest of the background?
I think we have an image of the city, how it should look in the previous comic, but I don't care enough to go back.
Me neither, to be honest.
So I am going to go with your option. The artist is just shit.
Nowhere near as shit as previous issues, but yeah, this is Iridu City.
Do you want to voice Dracul and I voice the other guy?
Yep.
Okay. Dracul, are you even listening, man?
Look at them, Val. They're hideous.
Of course they are. Then I hear are unworthy of inside our oxygen.
Then how can we consider?
Because we have no other choice and you know it. We fight them, and then what? Even if we win, there will be thousands more at their heels.
But
Your family is meeting shortly. You're their leader. Get them in order. Let us live to fight another day.
I suppose you're right. but I don't like it.
Then don't do it.
Yes.
I mean, for all the jokes we make about the Nihil being better than the Jedi, which I still think they are, if you don't want to ally with them, don't. You are a politician. Make some shit up.
Declare neutrality. There's numerous options.
But since we know that everyone here is eating glue, that is not going to happen.
Yep.
Okay, the old lady again. Not to be dramatic, but we may only find pieces of their CIARAN, I fear. The Birmoks can hardly be killed, you know. Their claws can read our stronger armor, and they are quite intelligent. They take pack hunting to a terrifying new level. Wait. You are telling me that the people of this world know that these things are very smart, that they hunt in groups, that they communicate most likely, and that they can destroy the stronger armor that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And this bitch went alone, attacked directly a group of these animals, hoping to do what?
Good question.
Okay, let me read the next speech bubble. See if we get an explanation. So, how did Dracul do it? Well, that's just it, you see. No one knows for sure, but the point is that he did. And that has been his claim to power ever since.
And
What?
that's why Severin's trying to kill one all by herself? Because it would unravel Dracul's singular hold on the achievement?
Oh my god, those faces!
Yeah, we're already back to the shitty dots. Holy shit.
Oh my... Well, that's your character.
Precisely, but... What if I don't want to kill it anymore?
Go fuck yourself.
I think she is. With him.
Thank you, Ace. You made this even worse. But let me get this straight. We are somehow going to play the angle that hunting is bad.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate. Oh. Okay, let's continue, please.
Sheet says, bruh, how did I even guess? Nico says, oh no, simp gorilla. Paul says, indeed.
Is this hurting a lot?
Yes, it is. Useless pedal lover. What's this?
Greetings, Uncle. A word.
Out of my way, Navarre. Your reckless enthusiasm for death won't dissuade me from what I have to do. Be gone!
Okay. Are you sure you don't want us to use the Force to help?
So many generations of my family have seen the destruction of these animals as a point of pride. Yes, I'm sure. They were so convinced of their own nobility and bravery, and of the Virmok's inherent wickedness, when the truth is, all they had to do was show a little vulnerability to gain a powerful ally.
Extremely Jedi behavior, this.
I mean, for once, that is a phrase that is kind of reasonable.
Yes, but it pisses me off that these people are using it.
Yes! That too!
But that is not what makes me angry. It is like, oh, after I don't know how many thousands of years in this planet, no one knew that these animals weren't assholes. But
That's
strong woman over here is about to be killed by one of them after getting wounded by the same animal, and suddenly it is friendly. Something doesn't fucking click.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Oh.
Truly, but Severin, what are you going to do to reclaim your title now? Oh, I have some ideas.
I'll never agree to it, Sargon, and neither will the people of Eriadu.
The people of Eriadu are more practical than you are, my boy, and thank the stars for that.
You think you can keep this family together while you sell us to the Nihil? You can't. We won't stand for it.
It's not selling out, you ignorant, idealistic child. It's... Huh? Hey, sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?
Tell me, how in the fucking galaxy did you manage to bring that thing here without causing an alarm? Please.
Yes! And... Oh, that is... Paul says, wow, she rides the monkey like Boba rode the Rancor.
Oh, God. Well, still better than many other comics, but this is giving me a headache. Well, shall we continue?
Back! Get back! Get that vile beast away from me. Now, wait a minute. I could have sworn you were the one who had killed one of these single-handedly. Isn't that right? Did I get the story wrong? Yes, that apparently means he can do it whenever, especially if you bring one in completely by surprise to him.
I just want to say two things. One, he technically, I don't care if he's lying or not in this case, did it when he was much younger and ready. Not when he has one a meter away from his face.
Yes.
Again, he can be an asshole, but this is not exactly the same, you fucking bitch.
No, it's not. I've only heard it 18,000 times. I may have exaggerated slightly. Just stay back. Would you like us to check? I've heard the Wehrmachts have an incredible olfactory memory. Maybe a little sniff would... No! It was them. My retinue did the work and I took the credit. They lured one away from the pack with the sound of a wounded Veerpup. There was a hole it fell in.
What it has,
I submit. I have dishonored my family. You may banish me. Do what you will. So wait. They're doing a completely different critique here. Because, Daniel Hazelder is one of those sorts that believe that everything is political. So what do you think they're critiquing here?
Other than taking the credit of those that are below you? Because I am not sure. It could be anything else, other than lying politicians and all that too.
Nico says they're doing Space Trump dirty. Yes, they are.
This is shit.
Yes, it is.
There is. At the very least, you could have, I don't know, try to defend yourself. Make this a little bit more interesting,
Oh, let's not be hasty now. I don't think we need to do all that. Just one small request you could perhaps help me out with. Look at all those ships. They're hideous.
And why is the voice you gave her so fitting? Yes, about that. I trust you will be as wise and discerning as your uncle now that you've been reinstated in the family and given the full stewardship of its considerable resources. Severin, you're not gonna listen to this, are you?
You can't. My friends, you've done so much to get me here, and I've come to truly value the time we spent together. It changed me for the better, but unfortunately, I must ask you to leave now. This is a Tarkin family business.
And you had to fuck up the last panel with the eyes. You could not have put some fucking effort in this piece of shit to make it better.
Nope, no you couldn't. Yokai says, I'm starting to believe the artist is drawing bad on purpose. I'm starting to think you're right. Paul says, this artist really likes shoulder pads. So it would seem.
Oh my god, this was repulsive.
Masquerade says, oh boy, it's the high pretentious. Yokai says, Kamala. Masquerade says, what the heck is up with the artwork? It is still, sadly, a significant improvement over previous things High Republic. I kid you not. Paul says, she's so smug. Oh no. Anyway, last week. This artist... And I'm sorry... Yokai says, I'm sorry to believe the artist is drawing bad on purpose. It might be the case.
I mean, it will make sense and at least be an excuse, because I still don't know how Disney can hire people that make comics so horrible, and worse yet, not Disney in this case, Dark Horse.
Yeah. Alright, so next issue. Oh my god, I'm already seeing issues with the front cover. Look at the eyes on the character at the very front there. They're misaligned again.
Oh my god, we start strong. I hate it already.
I'm finding things to bitch about, and this particular comic issue hasn't even come out yet. It's just the front issue cover.
I look down to the comments, there are only two, and both say this is shit in their own way. Fitting.
I noticed this one has a brand new artist altogether, so... yeah. Anyways, let's read some of these comments here. Sarder says, C-list creatives out. Here comes the D-listers. Sadly, I am still going to have to say this, even though I've said it already multiple times. The artwork here is still an improvement over the past, as bad as it is. And Scepterman says Zine's head tentacles do not look good in this issue. I think the artist tried to make them more hair-like by making them thinner and had them droop, and it just does not work. Yeah, I do think that is a fair critique, but
I was going to ask, has this bitch ever looked good?
No, she hasn't. But the hair part, I suppose you could argue, has at times looked better than this.
This is a critique I have heard of many things, like the Rings of Power, for example. These people don't draw, don't film, don't write, don't do anything with other species. They try to make them all human.
Well, yeah.
And if
Yeah, because you have to remember, these people think that everything is political, meaning that alien species have to represent real life humans in one way or another. Oh, God.
fuck.
I said that, and then my mind immediately went to the Wehrmachts.
Oh, God. Ace. Ace.
Oh my God, no.
Then again, since they are making them look like kind savages, perhaps. Wow, this is racist.
Yes, the progressive mindset is incredibly racist. We already do this with what progressives have had to say about orcs in D&D.
Yes, we have. The demons and devils cannot be evil. You're sure about that? How to destroy fantasy and science fiction. 2 steps.
1, argue everything is political. Actually, that's really the only step you really need, because at that point, you're taking away the fiction part, because all fiction, therefore, must be assigned to real life in some way or another.
Well, you are not wrong. The second step will be to destroy those little holdouts, and remember, people, that this race looks like that race. You know.
I didn't say
it. Oh, God. Well, let's say that this comic was not the worst we have read or seen, but holy shit, was it crap.
Indeed. Masquerade says, and that's why the high pretentious sucks at everything. The sales, the stories, the concepts, the trailers. Yes. Yokai says, and that is why we will never make something worth... And that is why they will never make something worth to the annals. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be the annals of history there. Annals of history, my bad. But yeah, this was painful. And now thinking about it in retrospect, it is also turning into, what did Disney mean by this?
The only good thing we have out of this comic is the few chuckles we got. Because someone is saying very interesting things with what they wrote.
Yes. So I'm going to...
just how to destroy your whole comic in 2 seconds flat. That is it. What were you going to say, Ace?
Well, any thoughts on this comic overall in comparison to other issues of High Republic Adventures?
Somehow, we have gotten a little less dialogue than in most other comics, which should be good, because we suffer through less stupidity, and Daniel just made up for it. So, horrible writing, very bad art. I will not even burn this shit. That is all.
All right, and I am about to go ahead and call it. So, yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. This is not a comic I recommend reading. This is a pretty terrible comic.
Indeed. Well, at least
the only thing I can say is that the artwork, while shit, is less shit than most things High Republic Adventures, but it's still shit artwork. It's just, it is still a significant improvement over what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and for as much pain as it created, we had a few lags, but it's not worth the pain.
It really isn't. Alright, so yeah, I think we'll go ahead and call it. So yeah, this has been Ace.
And this has been Uras.
Thank you for being on.
Whenever you need me, man. Hopefully next comic is not Dark Horse. At least not this bad.
Hopefully the next comic has nothing to do with Wehrmacht's.
Oh god.
Or any political message that might result from them.
Yeah, let's leave the monkeys at home.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Hey, I had to say it before we close down, man.
God. Blame Daniel Jose Older and the morons that made this comic. All right, have a good one, everyone. Bye.